3C2A basketball, men's and women's doubleheader here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Coaches versus Cancer, 25th anniversary. It'll be Long Beach and Cerritos live from the Falcon Dome from the campus of Cerritos College. Join myself, Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Matt Henson, and Emery Johnson with you on the call coming up at 5 p.m. About to tip off here, Coaches versus Cancer. 25th annual here at Cerritos College. It's Cerritos and the Falcons taking on the Vikings. Men's and women's doubleheader here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. If you're looking at the graphic right now, the Cerritos College family lost a cherished member earlier this week with the passing of Mike May, brother of Cerritos head coach Russ May. Tonight's Coaches versus Cancer game is being held in honor of Mr. May, who passed away Monday at the age of 53 after a long battle with melanoma. He is survived by his wife Kathy and his 3 children, Christy, Ashley, and Kyle, and by 6 grandchildren. And our thoughts and prayers are with Coach May and his family. And bring in our broadcasting crew, Matt Henson, Jeff Stoynoff, and Jeff, you'll have the call of the women's game here tonight. A lot of emotion here, courtside, really for both teams.
Yeah, and 2 teams that obviously 2 programs that know each other very well, going back a number of years battling in the South Coast South, and this year no different. The 2 teams getting set to go here, coming in both 2-1 in conference play, looking up at 3-0 El Camino, but this game has a lot of import as we look forward to the rest of the conference schedule here, as both these clubs eyeing potential postseason runs. The Vikings have it first in the dark uniforms against the Falcons in the home whites, and a foul on the drive by Ochoa. This foul is going to go against Angie Ferreira. Ferreira and Jillian Yamasaki get the start in the backcourt. Up front, it's the twins, Jasenia Rendon and Serena Rendon, the 2 leading scorers for the Falcons this season, and Miranda Ta'amu gets the start at center for the Falcons. We'll give you the Vikings lineup here shortly. We're just underway, no score here in the opening quarter. Long Beach City and Cerritos. Hook pass down low, and the layup by McDaniel is good.
And McDaniel, a player of note, early in the week had a chance to watch some of the practice here at Cerritos, and she was a player they were very keyed on. They have to contain her. They don't do it on the opening possession for the Vikings.
Hard drive from Rendon, and she scores. Jasenia Rendon takes it to the glass and lays it in, ties it up at 2. Expect the Vikings to push the pace, Michael, led by 9th-year head coach Michael Anderson, and they're used to competing with the likes of Mount San Antonio College here in the South Coast Conference, and they've gotten used to a pretty up-tempo style themselves. A shot missed here, and the Falcons come back looking for the lead. A 3 on the way for Ferreira is short, and a long rebound corralled outside by Wellington.
Yeah, tonight for Long Beach, it's all going to be about containing the Rendon sisters, Yesenia and Serena. They are fantastic, and really Serena really leads the charge. She's averaging over 17 a game on the season, and her and Yesenia, when they get clicking on all cylinders, watch out. They are a beast.
Walker misses her first shot. She's the leading scorer for Long Beach City College. Corner 3 is too strong. Ferreira crashing the glass, but Ochoa comes out with it and wants to run. Ochoa into the front court, jump stomp, but she traveled.
Yeah, there was some contact there. I believe that was Serena, but a little bit of shuffling of the feet.
The starters for the Vikings, Doyle Bonet Walker and Janae Wellington in the backcourt. But keep an eye on Esther Franks, who's returned after missing some time this season. She started the last 10 games, and she operates as more or less a point forward on this team, leading the team in assists. Finishing out the starting 5, it's Julia Ochoa and then Brittany McDaniel at the center spot. They work it around to Yamasaki. She'll hoist the 3, rimming no good. Long rebound, but it's Ferreira that keeps it alive, but right to Ochoa.
Great job there by McDaniel getting out on the shooter to contest.
Still tied at 2, 7:42. Terrific feed down low. The layup no good. Wellington had a chance, might have been bothered by Ta'amu. Got in there to get a piece. Rendon trying the same drive that she scored on earlier, and this time McDaniel with the block. It'll stay with Cerritos. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 23. 7:30 to go in the opening quarter. Ferreira will bring it in baseline left. That pass just corralled by Serena Rendon. So Serena Rendon, the leading scorer. You talked about her, Michael. She can fill it up if she gets going. High post, Ta'amu faces up on McDaniel. Spins left. Fouled on the shot. She'll head to the line for a couple of free throws, and Good job by Tamu, taking it right to McDaniel, and she got herself in a bad spot, but gets bailed out with the foul.
That's what you do versus the big. You go into the big and try to initiate contact, get a foul call in your favor, and Tamu at the stripe right now. Jeff,
first free throw is short.
We just got done talking about the Rendon sisters and Serena earlier in the season, a couple of 30-point performances. She had 8 threes in a game earlier in the season. Just very adept at shooting the basketball. Long Beach got away with one earlier as they lost her in the corner. She was off the mark.
Yeah, shooting 41% from long range on the season. Second free throw, in and out, rebound tapped around. Rendon tips it back outside, where it's corralled by Yesenia.
Yeah, Serena's 43% from the field. She's almost as good from 2 as she is from 3.
Rendon with another hard drive, but this one knocked out of play. And McDaniel and Franks coming over, and obviously they're collapsing on the drive by Yesenia Rendon. First substitutions for Cerritos. They'll come in with Alexis Clark and Jessica Gomez. Alexis Clark tied a season high with 22 points in the last game for the Falcons, coming off the bench. Rendon's shot is blocked by Franks. So they tried to run a play there for Rendon, Michael, and Franks with the good defense. 19 on the shot clock. Ferreira will bring it in, still looking. Now gets it outside to Yesenia Rendon. Rendon hooks it outside, Ferreira passes on the 3, she'll bring it out and reset.
Rendon has to realize she's wide open.
Yesenia fakes, puts up the runner, no good. Rebound to Wellington. Wellington jets into the front court, fans it outside. Franks on the drive, the teardrop rims, no good. McDaniel on the offensive glass, the follow won't go. Clark rips down the rebound. Clark averages 6.5 rebounds a game. That leads the Falcons. So in addition to the points off the bench, she brings a physical presence as well. Rendon has it in the weave. High post, Clark angles right, working on McDaniel. Turnaround shot is good.
Nice move.
So Clark on the board quickly, 4-2. The Falcons grab the lead early. Franks directing traffic out front. Here is Walker on the drive, lays it in.
That's a great job by Walker, putting her defender in jail. No chance.
Yeah, Walker's a volume scorer, shooting just 33% from the field, but she finds a way to get her points.
I like Gomez.
Great fake by Clark, drives to the glass and lays it in.
Clark, a quick 4.
Clark shows the ball there, and McDaniel, who's been very active defensively early, jumped at it, literally, and Clark able to get in for the easy layup. Step back 3, rims high, no good. Wellington crashing the offensive boards, and she is pushed, but it's a travel call, so they're going to say that Wellington a little out of control. The turnover gives it back to Cerritos with the Falcons leading 6-4.
And Cerritos gets away with one there. You know, you have 3 white jerseys and you have 1 come in for Long Beach and get an offensive rebound. Luckily, travel called as a shuffling of the feet ensued.
I talked about the importance of this game potentially as you look forward to the postseason. The Falcons come in with a record of 14-11, having won 2 straight. Rendon with the lefty 3, and it rattles home. 9-4. Cerritos opens up the 5-point lead. The Vikings won their last outing, breaking a 2-game losing streak. They come in at 15-9. High arcing 3, no good. Rebound on the floor. The Vikings have a second chance. Franks gets it to Wellington. Now they'll enter it down low. Back out. Franks will try for 3, rimming, no. Rebound controlled by Serena Rendon. So here come the Falcons looking to extend on a 5-point lead. Yamasaki passes on the 3. Rendon goes glass, no good.
Well, Yesenia likes that runner. Hasn't been able to get a go yet.
Terrific feed, but the layup won't go. And Clark has the rebound.
Need a jump stop there.
Yeah, found Kendria Rendon, who's checked in. Shot in close, won't go. Gomez, point blank, but Rendon able to bother that shot. Score remains 9-4. as Franks leans over the dribble. Walker, step back three, in and out. Rebound on the floor. Cerritos has it. Yamasaki looking to run into the front court, no numbers. Instead goes back outside and they'll set things up. This is Yesenia Rendon. Work it back around to Yamasaki. On the baseline, Gomez, good feed to Clark. Clark in a crowd. And the call from outside. And it'll go back to Cerritos. Clark, 3 seconds. Ferreira returning for Cerritos. More changes for Trisha Kozlowski on that Falcon bench. And now a careless turnover as Jada Haynes is checked in, not on the same page on that pass. And the Falcons get it back with a 5-point lead. More full court pressure. Carolina Cuevas has checked in for Cerritos as well. Clark with the baseline drive, and she lays it in. She's got 6. And it's an 11-4 lead for Cerritos. Falcons coming in playing well. Winners of 2 straight, and they're off to a fast start here. Skip pass and another turnover. As Debrianna Hampton has checked in, and she was looking for Rendon. Overthrew the pass. Turnover gives it back to Cerritos. And the Falcons looking to jump out to a commanding lead potentially here in this first quarter. Yamasaki will take it over the timeline. Guarded by Haynes. Clark can't quite find the handle. Near steal by Walker. Ferreira on the drive, tries the feed to Clark, but she's bumped on the drive, so the foul will go against Long Beach. Just the second team foul for Long Beach. 2:19 to go here in the first quarter. Serena Rendon will bring it in baseline right. Clark works it around to Yamasaki. They free up Rendon, baseline 3, that's good. 14-4. A 10-0 run for the Falcons, and now they'll show a little pressure. Haynes, bothered by Yamasaki, tries to feed, but Clark gets a hand in to steal it. Ahead to Yamasaki. She's in 1-on-2. Drives to the glass, scoop won't go. Good defense by the Vikings getting back. Now Franks will take it back the other way. Checked by Ferreira. Haynes will try to answer for 3, no good. Rebound on the floor, Wellington trying to keep it alive, but she stepped on the end line. And with 1:39 to go, the Falcons have the 10-point lead and the ball. Yesenia Rendon coming in, replacing Serena. Falcons will work at the length of the court against pressure. Yesenia Rendon off to Yamasaki as they break the press. Now they'll set up with 1:30 and counting to go here in the first quarter. Clark drives it baseline, goes glass, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Wellington. Janae Wellington looking to lead the break, but doesn't have numbers. Skips it to Haynes. Haynes starts a drive and a late whistle. Clark going to pick up the reach-in foul here. That's just the second on Cerritos. So a quick first quarter. Not a lot of fouls. Brittany McDaniel returns for Long Beach, along with Ariel Saunders. So substitutions on both sides as Miranda Ta'amu returns for the Falcons as well. Vikings looking to bring it in baseline right. Quick feed inside to Saunders, back outside to Haynes. Haynes with the leaner, missed everything. Rebound on the floor, all white jerseys. And Gomez has the rebound. Well, the Falcon defense has been outstanding here in the first quarter, limiting the Vikings to just 4 points. Cuevas has checked in, finds Rendon. Left-handed scoop won't go, rebound on the floor. Franks has it for the Vikings. Vikings trying to get off the schneid here. They've been on 4 for a while, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Pull up, no good. Rebound kept alive by Haynes. Shot clock at 15. Saunders goes back outside. Another runner won't go.
Well,
good look that time for Imani Edmond, who's checked in. And right now, Coach Michael Anderson, Michael is just trying to find the right combination.
Well, I like the combination that he has out there. The only problem is he doesn't have a lot of shot-making ability, and Cerritos very comfortable at home.
Gomez goes glass.
Banks open.
Under 10 seconds to go. It's a 12-0 run and a 16-4 lead for the Falcons. Down to 3 seconds. Franks will have to fire from 25. That's no good. Through one quarter, it's all Cerritos leading 16-4. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Set to start the second quarter from Cerritos with the Falcons leading 16-4. Jasenia Rendon with the drive on Franks, tries to go high off the glass. What's the call here? Because it went through, but it's not going to count. You can't take it off the shot clock and score. Pretty good shot and horse. Haynes on the crossover, hooks it outside, but nobody's there. Edmond, Saunders, both in the area, but the pass right between them, and the Vikings being hurt by poor shooting, but also the turnovers not helping the cause. And the Falcons maintain a stranglehold. Saunders gets a block on the shot by Rendon, but Yamasaki able to track it down. Meanwhile, we have a whistle, and they'll reset things here and bring it in. So the shot clock down to 20 seconds. They had reset the shot clock, but the ball never touched the rim. So now it's 18 on the shot clock as Rendon gets it outside to Ta'amu. Yamasaki between the circles. Off to Yesenia. Terrific feed down low, but Ta'amu is blocked by McDaniel. Eight on the shot clock as Yamasaki will bring it in. Still looking. Outside. Ta'amu, 4 on the shot clock. She's just got to drive. McDaniel with the block, and it's a jump ball. This will give it back to Long Beach City. Good defensive set for the Vikings, who come in one of the better defensive teams in the entire 3C2A. 15th in the 3C2A in field goal percentage allowed on the season, under 35%. The feed from Franks is off of McDaniels, and another, well, no, they're going to give this one to the Vikings. So the Vikings will keep it. Haynes will bring it in. Finds McDaniel. McDaniel stops and pops from 8 feet off the back iron. Saunders on the offensive glass. That won't go. Ta'amu rips down the rebound, and the foul going to go against Long Beach City. Haynes trying to crash the offensive glass. First foul on Haynes. That's the first foul on Long Beach City here in the second quarter. 16-4. More full court pressure. Gomez easily able to break it and get into the front court. Off to Yamasaki, and they'll work it around to Ta'amu. A little bit bigger lineup on the floor with Ta'amu and Cuevas on the floor together for Cerritos. The entry pass broken up, the ball on the floor, and a whistle comes in. This is going to go against Cuevas. And as soon as I say that, Coach Tricia Kozlowski comes back with Angie Ferreira and Serena Rendon. Get a little bit smaller lineup on the floor, a little more ball handling. No scoring so far here in the second quarter. But the Falcons carried a 12-point lead into the second quarter. Ochoa has returned for the Vikings. Leans over the dribble. Franks faces up on Yamasaki. Working around a McDaniel screen. Forces one up from 15 feet. It's short. The rebound on the floor. Dug out by Cerritos. And we have a timeout taken. Is this a full or a 30? It's a 30-second timeout. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, coming to you tonight from Cerritos College. Doubleheader action. We have the women's game here, Cerritos and Long Beach, and of course, directly following that, we'll have the men's game between Cerritos and Long Beach here for you. Falcons have the ball, leading by 12. More pressure from the Vikings, and it forces a turnover. Ferreira trying to get it to Yamasaki. The Falcons have done a pretty good job against the full court pressure of Long Beach City throughout the opening stages of this game. And that was a rare turnover coming out of a timeout. So the Vikings just in a horrid offensive slump here. They've been sitting on 4 for a while. Walker feeds it down low to McDaniel. Turnaround shot off the glass is good. Let's see if that gets the Vikings going a little bit. McDaniel able to finally break the drought. Still a 10-point lead for Cerritos, as again they are able to handle the pressure. Rendon harassed by Walker. Around the screen by Clark. Serena Rendon, who's had a quiet start. And now Walker goes down, and the foul is going to go against Serena Rendon. So they'll call Serena Rendon for the offensive foul. And that gives it back to Long Beach City with 7:26 to go here in the second quarter. And Walker with a nice job defensively, really helping to bring about that foul. She got Rendon a little bit out of control. Long three on the way, rims high, no good. And Wellington going to be over the back here, I believe, and pick up the foul. Well, Franks tried from way downtown. Unable to get it to go. And nice job by Yesenia Rendon on the defensive glass. Boxing out and picks up the foul from Wellington. Clark in 2-on-1. Drops it down low to Ta'amu. And she's fouled on the way up. This should go against McDaniel. Oh, it's going to go against Wellington. Second on Janae Wellington. And it'll send Ta'amu to the line, where she shoots 59%. Missing on the first. Jada Haynes will come in, replacing Esther Franks. One more free throw coming for Ta'amu. Seven minutes exactly to go here in the second quarter. Off the back iron. Wellington has the rebound. Haynes at the controls and a whistle. And I want to reset the shot clock to 27 seconds. Kendria Rendon checking in for Janae Wellington. So Rendon along with Brittany McDaniel up front. The Vikings with a little bit bigger lineup. Haynes quickly trapped, gets it back to Rendon. Back outside, Ochoa wide open for three, rims no good. Walker trying to keep it alive, it's batted outside where Yesenia Rendon comes down with it for Cerritos. Rendon into the front court, wants to pull things up. Off to Serena Rendon, and I believe Serena Rendon still scoreless. But the Falcons will take it, leading by 8. Rendon driving the lane, and a reach-in foul called. This will go against Kendria Rendon. 6:29 to go in the first half. The Falcons maintain the 10-point lead. Clark in the lane, blocked by McDaniel. Clark trying to keep it alive. What's the call? It's going to belong to Long Beach. Well, Clark really keyed the offense for the Falcons in that first quarter with 6 points, helping the Falcons along to that 12-0 run that gave them this big lead early. Rendon tries a bounce pass in traffic, and it's broken up and stolen by Ta'amu. Another turnover for Long Beach City. And that is an area of struggle. Averaging over 20 turnovers a game are the Vikings. The runner from Yesenia Rendon, I should say, won't go. Fast break opportunity. They get it ahead to Rendon. Looking for an outlet. They work it around. Walker, long three. That's good. Doyle Bonet Walker connects from 3. It's a 5-0 run for the Vikings, who are back within 7. Ferreira fans it out. Back inside. Clark able to score in close. That breaks the brief run by the Vikings. Back to a 9-point lead for Cerritos. Walker will try from the same spot and hit again. Doyle Bonet Walker heating up. Talked about her being a volume shooter. Earlier this month in a 3-game stretch, Doyle Bonet Walker attempted 38 3-point shots, hitting 11 of them. Rendon, meanwhile, with a hard drive, and she goes down. Foul called. Not sure if this is going to go well. What's the call here? Oh, no, they're going to say it's a turnover and give it back to Long Beach. So the Vikings have it back, trailing 18-12, midway through the second. Meanwhile, Yamasaki returns as the Falcons go with a decidedly smaller lineup with Gomez, Ferreira, and Yamasaki. Walker again open from the wing. Rendon on the offensive glass and able to get the putback. 4-point game. Well, you had to feel with these two programs that before it was all said and done, the Vikings were going to get their way back into it, and that's exactly what they're doing here in the second quarter. Gomez, top of the key. On the baseline to Clark, and she walked. Alexis Clark with the turnover, and now it's the Falcons who are out of sorts offensively. The Vikings, who trailed it by 12 after 1, have gotten it back down to 4. Haynes, guarded closely by Gomez. On the crossover, drives the lane, the leaner, just short. Rebound pulled down by Clark. Gomez, hands to Ferreira. Ferreira angles right, forces one up, and a foul called. She's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Kendria Rendon picks up the foul. That is her second foul and the 5th on Long Beach City College here in the second quarter. So the Falcons will be attempting free throws the rest of the way here. Final 4:14 of this first half. First free throw up and good for Angie Ferreira, a 72% foul shooter. Ferreira averaging 8.6 a game on the season. Second free throw is good. 6-point lead for Cerritos once again. Imani Edmond has returned for Long Beach. They've got Ochoa and Haynes along with Doyle, Benet, Walker, Edmond, and McDaniel on the floor. Walker picked up by Serena Rendon in a switch. Left-handed scoop won't go, but a foul called. Serena Rendon, her second foul. So we'll see if they keep Serena Rendon on the floor in a 6-point game. First free throw for Walker is good. Doyle, Benet, Walker, 79% foul shooter. And after a slow first quarter, she's got 7 points here in the second quarter with another free throw coming. In the air and in the basket. So Doyle, Benet, Walker converts both free throws. 20-16. Here comes the full court press. Yesenia Rendon goes down, no call. Here comes the whistle. And it's going to be a timeout taken by Cerritos. 30-second timeout. We'll step away briefly. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos College on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that couldn't make it to tonight's game, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our broadcasts on our website at www.SoCalCollegeSports.com, as well as on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And be sure to tweet at us if you have a shout-out for one of your favorite teams or players. We'd be more than happy to get that on the air for you. Tweet that to us at SoCal College SPO. That's SPO. Back in a moment.
Falcons maintain possession after the heady timeout. Taken in the backcourt after Yesenia Rendon went down. This is Rendon, guarded closely by Walker, and a whistle comes in. And is this a 10-second violation? The turnover gives it back to Long Beach City, and the full court pressure has started to pay some dividends here in this second quarter for Long Beach City. After trailing by 12, they've gotten it down to 4. Haynes skips it across. Ochoa out to Walker. Walker splitting a double team, and she traveled. So Doyle, Benet, Walker trying to attack the trap, instead turns it over. Yesenia Rendon this time breaks the press on the dribble. Finds Serena, she'll fire for 3, back iron. Long rebound, tracked down by Yamasaki, good hustle. Second chance for the Falcons. Clark driving on McDaniel. McDaniel might have gotten a piece, but also picks up the foul. That's the second on McDaniel. And here comes Esther Franks to the scoring table, I should say, along with Ariel Saunders. First free throw is no good. Well, the Falcons have not helped their cause from the line, where, if memory serves, they're now 3 of 7 here in the first half. So we have to rely on somewhat unofficial statistics, my memory. One more coming for Clark, and she hits the second. Pushes the lead back to 5 with 3:02 and counting remaining here in the first half. Well, it was counting for a second, and I'm not sure it was supposed to. Now it's at 3 minutes, and they've stopped the clock.
You're in and out on both, right? Yeah, I would prefer to have Emery's on this. Because
Haynes working around a Saunders screen, and that's going to be a moving screen and a turnover, giving it back to Cerritos. Saunders setting the screen, picks up the offensive foul. Falcons will bring it in at three-quarter court. A 5-point lead and the ball. Ferreira outside to Yesenia Rendon. They'll work it around. Back to Ferreira, driving the lane. Runner, no good. Rebound pulled down by Ochoa. Franks to her right, stops and pops from 12 feet and scores. Edmond able to kick that one out of play. Falcons will have to bring it in again. The Vikings as close as they have been since the very early going. They're back within 3. 2:11 and counting still to go here in the first half. Yamasaki angles into the front court. Out to Ferreira for 3. Rimming high, no good. Rebound controlled by Haynes. Vikings want to run. Franks leaves it for Haynes. Good hands by Gomez. Ferreira digs out the steal. Well, Gomez got a hand in there. Ahead to Rendon. Driving left, goes high off the glass, but an offensive foul. Ariel Saunders takes the charge for Long Beach City. That's the 4th team foul on Cerritos. So now the Vikings will be shooting free throws for the rest of the quarter. 21-18. 3-point lead for Cerritos. Haynes, crossover, back to Franks, open for 3, splash. Franks shoots 31% from 3-point range, but she was wide open on that one. A no-doubter. Meanwhile, Gomez answers on the other end with the floater. Falcons back out in front by 2. Saunders missed the layup. Ta'amu might have been able to bother that shot. Yesenia Rendon at the controls around a Ta'amu screen. They try the pick and roll. Saunders able to tip it away, and the Vikings have the steal. Haynes angles into the front court looking for Saunders. A little too much on that pass, and Saunders unable to corral it. And with 49 seconds to go here in the first half, the Falcons get it back, leading by 2. Cerritos will work at the length of the court. The Vikings drop off the pressure a little bit as Ferreira will bring it over the timeline. Gomez at the top of the key. Drives left, runner, no good. Rebound on the floor. A scrum for it, and we'll have another jump ball as Edmond and Yamasaki were battling. This time the Falcons will keep it 30.6 remaining. So for all intents and purposes, the Falcons can play for the final shot here in the first half. They drop it down low. Gomez has the layup blocked, but a foul call. Well, you wonder at some level if the Vikings weren't expecting that the Falcons were going to play the clock and settle for the final shot of the quarter, which they really could have done. But instead, Gomez with the cut. Yamasaki dropped the pass in the lane, and the Falcons instead went for the quick shot. And Gomez gets to the line for a couple of free throws. First free throw, no good. Gomez averages just over 8 a game, missed them both, but Yamasaki gets the offensive rebound, tries to clear it outside. The Vikings had the near steal, but the Falcons will keep it. So talk about second chance points. Now it's third and fourth chance points for the Falcons. And now certainly they can play for the final shot if they want it. Rendon. Pressure from Franks, 14 seconds. Around a screen by Cuevas. Picked up in a switch, gets it back to Cuevas, drop step, left-handed layup won't go. Ochoa with 5 seconds is fouled in the backcourt. But this should be free throws as both teams were in the penalty. Well, wait a second. Let's see what happens. Yep, Ochoa's going to head to the line. So not what you would want If you're a Cerritos fan here, the foul about 65 feet from the basket with 4 seconds remaining. But with the Vikings in the bonus, instead, it leads to a couple of free throws for Ochoa, and she misses the first. Ochoa, 64% foul shooter, averaging just under 5 points a game. One more coming, and 4.6 seconds to go here in the first half. Maybe just enough time for the Falcons to get a long one off here. Let's see how they play it. Ochoa's free throw is short. Off to Rendon. Rendon at half court, partially blocked and out of play. And we'll head to the locker room. 23-21. Cerritos leading by 2 here in the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic from Cerritos College on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
The Cerritos College family lost a cherished member earlier this week with the passing of Mike May, brother of Cerritos head coach Russ May. Tonight's Coaches vs. Cancer game is being held in honor of Mr. May, who passed away Monday at the age of 53 after a long battle with melanoma. He is survived by his wife Kathy and his 3 children, Christy, Ashley, and Kyle, and by 6 grandchildren. And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that could not make it to today's games, be sure to let them know that they can watch this one and the men's game later tonight, which starts at 7 on our website at www.SoCalCollegeSports.com, as well as our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have a shout out for your favorite team or your favorite player, be sure to tweet that to us at SoCalCollegeSpo. Again, that's S-P-O. Falcons lead the Vikings 23-21 at the half. Back in a moment. If you have friends or family that weren't able to make it to today's games, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our broadcasts on our website at www.SoCalCollegeSports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And be sure to tweet at us if you have a shout out for one of your favorite players or teams. You can do so by tweeting at us at SoCalCollegeSpo. That's S-P-O. Back in a moment.
Third quarter underway, 23-21. The Falcons with a 2-point lead. As we get started in the second half, Doyle Benet Walker, who leads the Vikings with 10 points. Off to Wellington. Finds Ochoa on the curl. Missed on the three. In a crowd, Ta'amu had the rebound momentarily, but she went down in a travel called. So the Vikings with a second chance here.
I think Ta'amu expecting contact. She doesn't get a call. Instead, she walks.
Walker will bring it in baseline right. Out to Franks. Back to Walker, checked by Rendon. On the drive, scoop shot, no good. Rebound on the floor. Serena Rendon, who has held the 3 points in the first half, has the rebound. But how do you like it if you're the Falcons? Leading scorer with only 3 points, but you still have the lead. This is Jasenia Rendon.
That's not a bad spot still.
It's true. Rendon drives the lane, left-handed scoop, no good. Rebound, Walker had it for a moment. It's on the floor. McDaniel battling Rendon, and it's going to belong to the Vikings.
It's a great challenge there by McDaniel. See what type of difference maker she is down low, offensively and defensively, and we see it there, altering the shot of Jasenia.
Yeah, McDaniel playing with 2 fouls, and she's so very critical, particularly defensively, patrolling that paint. Walker off to Ochoa. In the weave. Franks kicks it back outside. Walker from 16 short. Rebound on the floor. Rendon's got it.
Good challenge by Ferreira. Jeff, you have to really be pleased if you're Coach Anderson for Long Beach about the response out of the gate. You know, you were pretty much getting pummeled. I think it's 14-4 last time I saw.
Yeah, 16-4 at the end of one quarter, but a great response in the second quarter. Ta'amu finds a cutting Rendon, forces one up and scores.
How about Rendon? Through contact and the finish. Could have been an and one.
25-21 for Serena Rendon, who's up to 5. Walker, as they go to the weave. Ochoa finds Franks. Walker picked up in the switch. And looks like, what is this, about a 3-2 zone maybe for the Falcons.
Yeah, a bit of a
the runner
shell.
for Franks, no good, but Wellington gets on the offensive glass again. Walker will try for 3, rimming no. Rebound out of play, and it will stay with Long Beach City, so a third chance here for the Vikings.
Well, it's no wonder why they're still in it. You know, second chance opportunities have been plentiful here for the Vikings. They are putting an emphasis on the offensive rebounding aspect of this game.
The Vikings are being out-rebounded by their opponents by about 2 a game, but they generate an awful lot of rebounds on both sides, so it's not terribly surprising to see them getting on the glass. Walker can't hit for 3. The long rebound to Ferreira, who's hammered and hits the deck. She's up and appears to be okay.
Good sportsmanship there from Julia Cho. And Jeff, you know, you and I have talked about it in the pregame and you know, off camera. This is a very heated rivalry at times. These schools are only separated about 8-10 miles apart. So
got our own little Carolina thing happening here.
It's true. It's true. It's UNC Duke, but in the South Coast South.
Full court pressure for the Vikings, as we've seen throughout. Rendon able to get around Walker over the timeline, fans it out, finds her sister. Kaboom!
I knew that was going as soon as it left, Jeff. Her feet were perfect. Just look at this. We'll see the replay here. That's just great camera work as well. And Rendon buries it from 3.
She's got 8 in the game. Terrific feed on the give and go. Finding McDaniel, and she missed in close, but she'll head to the line for a couple of free throws.
Love the action there from Franks inside.
Brittany McDaniel, 60% foul shooter, averaging 7.4 a game. And after the Vikings had crept back within, I believe within 1 at one point, it's now out to a 7-point lead for Cerritos.
Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Happy you've joined us, everybody. Spread the word, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And obviously this game a lot more significance than most. Head coach Russ May for the men's, his brother passing away earlier in the week. Mike May at the age of 53 after a long battle with melanoma. And you can only imagine how heightened the emotion is going to be tonight for the men's game.
1 for 2 for McDaniel. 6-point lead. Ochoa pokes it away, but Ferreira able to recover. And now it is Ochoa that will pick up the foul.
Ochoa gets into Ferreira a little bit. And Ferreira warded off a little bit with that forearm. Luckily, she didn't get the foul call going against her.
Second team foul on the Vikings. Pass intended for Clark.
Just a miscommunication.
And instead, it's Franks who has the steal. Ochoa in the corner, skips it out. Haynes finds McDaniel, who goes glass.
I thought she shuffled the feet there before she got it off.
So McDaniel makes it a 4-point lead. There's another turnover in the backcourt. Franks out to Ochoa. She'll try for 3 and goes glass.
The bank open yet again here. This time it's Ochoa. Long Beach has cut it to 1.
6-0 run. They're back within 1. Gomez stops and pops in the lane. No good. Rebound controlled by Serena Rendon. And Serena Rendon has 3 rebounds here in the third quarter. And you talk about the scoring, but you have to like the way that she continues to battle on the glass even when the points aren't coming as quickly as usual. The runner won't go for Jasenia. Franks in transition, fans it out to Ochoa. Gets it inside to McDaniel. It's poked away, but a foul called. This, if it goes against Ferreira, will be number 3. And it is.
That's a tough call to go against Ferreira because it looked like the exchange was a little botched there. Both players battling for the ball, and we have a timeout here called by Long Beach. Can draw something up.
Yeah, Coach Trisha Kozlowski probably going to have to shake things up here. 28-27, the Falcons with the 1-point lead here in the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos College on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
McDaniel, point blank, can't get it to go. Rebound off. Rendon has that pass stolen. Yesenia looking for her sister Serena. Contact down low. Foul will go against.
And so it looked like Alexis Clark trying to take the charge.
Clark. Well, we have 3 Rendons on the floor. Well,
yeah, I believe when I checked that Trish Kozlowski said that it was Rendon.
Rendon. Okay.
For Jasenia and Serena, and then Michael Anderson, head coach at Long Beach, said that it was Kendria Rendon.
Okay.
For that, but I agree. A little strange to see 3 players with the same last name. 2 of them are twins, so there is that.
Both free throws off the mark for Ochoa. Here's Serena Rendon.
A chance for the Vikings to take the lead
Up
there.
ahead, Yamasaki didn't handle it cleanly, but she gets it. Yesenia now with it down the lane, kicks out. Serena from 3. Yes, sir.
Well, you can see what you're talking about there with a couple of games of 30-plus. You get even a little bit of space, and those are no-doubters from Serena Rendon. And she's up to 10.
You just can't lose her when you're picking up full court. And sometimes when you get in disarray and you're trying to create a little havoc. Oh, that's a great shot by McDaniel from the high post.
Yeah, going inside to Brittany McDaniel. And that's a pretty turnaround.
Oh, great feed inside. Clark can't finish. She pokes it away. Coming up with it, this is Torres, and Torres.
You know, Mike, you suspect that Clark was a little quick on the shot there, point blank, but you can't be surprised by that with the likes of Brittany McDaniel. A number of block shots already in this game for the Vikings, and they have some athletes down low, and that will get in your head a little bit.
31-29 at the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Battle in the South Coast South. Doubleheader coverage here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Coaches versus Cancer. Yesenia will try her luck from 3, no good.
Good closeout by Rendon.
Franks will bring it up here for the Vikings. Hesitation move, gets in the lane, can't get that shot to go. Clark with a rebound. Clark steps through a double team, but shuffled the feet down low. It's a travel.
Boy, Clark did an awful lot right in that set. A great box out for the leading rebounder for the Falcons. But then a nice job by the Vikings defensively, recognizing that they could get the quick trap and force the turnover.
McDaniel kicks out wide open. This is Haynes, not good. Rebound fought for and won by Yesenia. I'll check that. That was Serena Rendon.
Yeah,
and
Serena
she threw it
Rendon
off of her own player, Yamasaki.
Big
Good.
chance here for the Vikings, trailing by 2, and now they get a third opportunity.
Havoc down low, near a 5-second call. Entered into Franks. Franks drives the lane, left-handed layup, no good. Charge. Yamasaki steps in, takes it.
Looked like that was Doyle Bonet Walker on the drive.
Full court pressure again here. It's a 2-2-1. Cerritos breaks it. Needs to keep their composure. Yamasaki in transition, down low. This is Clark. Clark, step back. A lot more composure there. Can't get it to go, though. Serena, her 5th rebound of the quarter. No, it's poked away. Four-minute mark here of the third quarter. Franks is going to bring it up. That ball lost. This is Rendon, and Rendon lost it out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Falcons.
Well, both
Spacing
teams
just not there, Stoy.
Yeah, and this is not going to come as any galloping shock, but both teams having a lot more success when they're using a little more passing and less reliance on the dribble. There, the Vikings awfully dribble happy on that set, and unsurprisingly, the ball squirts away and they turn it over.
Cerritos still with a 2-point advantage. Yamasaki kicks it up ahead, inside. Inside out, Rendon from 3. That one just long.
Boy,
Franks with the rebound.
They lost her again, not in transition, but in that set.
Tom did a great job of finding Rendon, and meanwhile, it's the other way. Saunders ties it up at 31 all.
Good feed from Franks from about half court, and that's what Esther Franks has really brought to this team after missing more than half of this season.
Franks with a dime on the money. Ta'amu with it out front, gives off to Yesenia. And Yesenia Rendon buries the triple.
Well, it was a good little adjustment by Yesenia Rendon there, stepping back about a foot or two, giving herself a little more room to get that shot off.
And how about the screen from Yamasaki? Turnover on the other end. Long Beach gives it up.
Boy, every time the Vikings scale the mountain here and get themselves right back, give the Falcons a lot of credit. They've come up with a big answer, and here they get a 3, able to get the ball back, and now they'll see if they can extend on this lead.
Yesenia will bring it up. Double high pick. They roll Ta'amu back to the basket. She's fouled. She's going to the strike. Saunders came over on the help. That's pretty good action. Maddie, can we see the replay on that down the middle? See if we go to.
Well, they work the pick and roll.
Really love that set. You have 2 options. You have Serena Rendon coming up to the dock, and Ta'amu rolling to the basket. A terrific feed by Yesenia. First free throw up and good for Ta'amu. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, Ta'amu only averages 2.6 free throws a game, but the way that she's able to use that body of hers in the lane, get herself going toward the basket. I'm surprised by that number. She runs the pick and roll very effectively, and she's got the kind of frame that she can draw a lot of contact.
Absolutely, and I think right now she's using a lot of leverage in her favor, working against a taller McDaniel, and 2 made free throws for Ta'amu.
Meanwhile, McDaniel was playing with 2 fouls, so if that was on her, that's number 3.
We'll wait to see here. John Van Gassen on stats at the table for us. John, is that 3 on McDaniel?
He's checking.
No indication yet. There's a steal. Here's Gomez back the other way, 1-on-2. She's fouled in transition. This is going to be the 15th foul, and I believe this is going to be a 1-on-1.
I like the energy that Gomez has brought off the bench, in particular on the defensive end, and there she's able to get a hand in and create another turnover and get herself to the line, and that's something we talk about in our coverage. Those players that come off the bench, that there's a palpable difference in the pace, in the energy on the floor that they deliver, and that's a big part of what they bring, and it seems that Gomez here tonight is really offering that for the Falcons.
And it's by design. Gomez does a really good job in terms of her composure handling the basketball, but she misses on both free throws. Big rebound down low. That's Carolina Cuevas.
So Cuevas cleaning it up 2 the hard way on that one.
38-31. The lead is 12 back to 7 for the Falcons. 2:25 to go in the third quarter.
After it was a tie to 31.
Ochoa around the screen. It's a steal.
That's great anticipation defensively, stepping in that passing lane.
Torres with the steal, gives it back to Serena. Serena nearly traveled, spin move down the lane. Oh, beautiful find. Cuevas again. No, off on the layup. She gets her own rebound. In a crowd, foul going up for 2. Layup no good, but great action down low. And, well, hey, you talked about Jessica Gomez and her energy off the bench. How about Carolina Cuevas?
You know, this is a great job by Cuevas, too. She really misses point blank. And you know in her own head that she'd love to have that shot back, but she doesn't give up on the play. She keeps working, gets it back, and is still able to get herself to the line.
Beautiful find from Serena. On the play, Clark will come back into the ball game. Gomez off.
And McDaniel's back on the floor for Long Beach. So big lineup on the floor for the Vikings, too, trying to match up as Cuevas has been able to get on the offensive glass on a couple of possessions, and now she'll check out. So the chess match continues between a couple of coaches here that also know each other pretty well.
Mele Valele will check into the ball game now for Cerritos at the center position.
You were just waiting to say that.
I was. Double high screen, little fade screen back. This is Walker. Walker into the lane. Layup is good, and that's a nifty move there from Doyle Bonet. Senia still on the dribble. Rendon versus Rendon. Clark with it far side, looking inside for Serena. Zed reverses it to Torres. This is Yesenia. Yesenia drives the lane, kicks back out. Shot up from 17 feet, in and out from Valele.
Well, Valele looked pretty good, and a great job by Valele maintaining spacing and ended up with a very good look. That was halfway down and out.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Kozlowski, you take that look every day of the week. He's got to have the green light from there. Shot up, no good. McDaniel fighting for it. She wins a rebound. Rendon into the lane, 8-footer, no good. Rebound, another opportunity for Long Beach. Foul down low. It's going to go against Clark. Looked like that was Imani Edmond with a rebound. She's going to the line for 2.
Well, both these teams have struggled rebounding-wise on the season, being out-rebounded by their opponents, but Cerritos being out-rebounded by almost 5 rebounds a game. And there the Vikings just working a little harder on the glass.
Yep.
Edmond, though, helping out the Falcon cause, missing the first free throw.
He's blocking the transmit. It's got to be line of sight. You should know that. It's true.
Edmond misses both free throws.
Long Beach comes away empty. Valele into the front court. She has it from 17, backs it out with a couple dribbles off to Yesenia. Yesenia past the defender, floater up. Finally gets one to go, and Yesenia pushes the lead out to 8, 41-33, under a minute to go here in the third.
Shooter's touch.
Floater up for Long Beach. That was Edmond. Can't get that one to go.
Yeah, Edmond tried that shot moments ago. That time a little bit closer, but still can't get it to go.
2 for 1. Serena, intended target, tapped out of bounds. I feel like Yesenia maybe should have just stepped into that shot for the 2 for 1.
made up her mind a little late, and that gave McDaniel time to step into that passing lane and knock it out of play.
Rendon enters in. This is Valele. Or check that was Cuevas. Double high screen. Valele and Cuevas set it. A lot of contact there. Cuevas to the rack. Left-handed layup over McDaniel.
That's
Double-digit
a great
lead
feed
for
from
Cerritos.
Rendon as well. Talk about passing a player open, and that's something that we've talked about in our coverage.
10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Franks with it into the lane. Shot up, no good off the backboard. Gets her own rebound. Franks can't get the second try to go. Will go into the fourth. 43-33 in Cerritos. One of their largest leads tonight at 10. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports.
The Cerritos College family lost a cherished member earlier this week with the passing of Mike May, brother of Cerritos head coach Russ May. Tonight's Coaches versus Cancer game is being held in honor of Mr. May, who passed away Monday at the age of 53 after a long battle with melanoma. He is survived by his wife Kathy and his 3 children, Christy, Ashley, and Kyle, and by 6 grandchildren as well.
Ferreira at the controls for Cerritos. They enter the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead. Rendon gets a screen. Shot missed everything, but on the offensive glass, it's Cuevas with the putback. Cerritos equals their largest lead at 12, 45-33. Haynes with a step-back shot, rimming no good. Rebound snatched down by Rendon.
Starting to get away here from Long Beach, and this could be an early dagger here in the fourth. They could score here.
Cuevas guarded closely by Franks. They work it around. Ferreira fans it outside.
Oh.
Or I should say, that was Ta'amu on the drive.
No,
blocked on the way up, and the rebound's on the floor.
I believe that was Valele.
Yeah, you're right. Mele Valele on the floor right now with Cuevas up front. 3-guard offense. Torres, Ferreira, and Serena Rendon round out the 5
Jeff,
for the Falcons on the floor right now.
I don't know what the minutes numbers are on the season, but I really like the energy that Valele and Cuevas has provided, especially down low.
Wellington got a piece of that shot from Rendon. Here come the Vikings. They need a hoop, trailing by 12. Haynes open from 18 feet, rimming no good. Ferreira high up for the rebound.
I think for Cerritos, she'll take that shot.
And as I say that, Miranda Ta'amu to the scorer's table. Got
a foul called on Jada Haynes.
With Jillian Yamasaki, I should say, and they will check in for Cerritos after the foul by Haynes.
Foul committed by Haynes with the intent of being a little bit more physical with Rendon. Serena, such a force offensively here tonight for Cerritos as she has been throughout the season.
8:35 and counting remaining in the ball game. Falcons with the 12-point lead in the ball. Rendon guarded by Wellington, gets a good screen. 3 on the way, no good. High screen from from Ta'amu.
Yeah, Ta'amu, nice screen. It's a good recognition there from Rendon. Being open off of it, quick trigger, just can't get it to go.
Franks between the circles. Checked by Yamasaki. Hooks it back to McDaniel. Short shot is good. Boy, Franks and McDaniel really work well together.
They do.
Saw that combination for a hoop in the third quarter as well. A timeout on the floor, 45-35. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside very briefly here on the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic from Cerritos on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons working it from right to left here in the fourth quarter, and the home whites have the 10-point lead in the ball. First game of our doubleheader here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Coming up directly after this one, it'll be the men. Cerritos and Long Beach City College in the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic here from Cerritos College. So happy you've joined us, and stick around. This has been a pretty good one, and we'll have an outstanding matchup coming up between the men's teams a little bit later on tonight. Another game full of postseason import between two teams looking ahead to postseason participation. Foul in the backcourt. Rendon has that one poked away but maintains control. Passes out of the trap, finds Ferreira. Ferreira will set up. Under 8 minutes to go. Ochoa on her. Ferreira still dancing on the dribble. Hard drive into the lane. Shot blocked, but a foul called. And Ferreira is down, holding her left leg momentarily. A lot of contact there. And she drove it on Ochoa. They'll help her to her feet. McDaniel coming over to help as we take a look at the replay. And it's hard to say which player got more contact, but Ferreira with a hard drive and showing a lot of toughness as she's up on her feet. And she's going to stay in the game. So Ferreira heading to the line for a couple of free throws. And the first free throw is up and good. The foul was called on Ochoa. Both free throws good for Ferreira. And now she will check out, replaced by Jillian Yamasaki. So short rest on the bench for Yamasaki. And she's back out there. Franks gets a high screen from McDaniel. Finds Walker. She'll fire for three. In and out. On the offensive glass, it's Franks, but the follow won't go. Cleared by Cerritos. 12-point lead. Jasenia Rendon over the timeline. Finds Yamasaki. A little stutter step. Yamasaki from 15 feet. Hits 49-35. The Falcons have their largest lead at 14. The Vikings getting themselves into a position where they're going to need to run to get themselves back in this one. And they don't have a lot of time to do it. Ochoa drives it left, kicks it off. Pass back to McDaniel, and a foul called on the shot. Miranda Ta'amu reached in, picks up the foul. That'll send McDaniel to the line again. McDaniel's first free throw is short. Gomez comes in replacing Yamasaki. For the Falcons, one more free throw for McDaniel. That one's short as well. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll go back to Cerritos. So the Vikings can ill afford to give away offensive chances. But a couple of missed free throws, and the Falcons will get it back with the 14-point lead. Looks like a warning there for Coach Michael Anderson on the bench. Was that unsportsmanlike on the bench then? Or?
Yeah, on the coach.
Okay. Falcons breaking the press. Clark off to Ta'amu, takes a dribble. Scoop won't go. Rebound pulled down by Franks. Franks gets it ahead to Ochoa. Ochoa swings it across, and Walker traveled. So Walker is picking up her feet before she could get that ball down on the drive. The turnover gives it back to Cerritos. The lead still at 14. Rendon over the timeline ahead to Clark. In from the left, off to Ta'amu again. Layup won't go. Wellington has the rebound for Long Beach. Vikings in transition. Walker in on Rendon. Baseline drive. The runner missed everything. But a foul call. The whistle comes in. Let's see if Walker's going to head to the line, and it's a blocking call against Cerritos, against Serena Rendon. So Serena Rendon not agreeing with the call, but not going to win that argument. First free throw for Walker is good. Doyle Benet's second free throw is good. She hits both. Vikings still trail it by 12. More pressure. Rendon trying to split the double team. The ball is loose, but it's recovered by Gomez. Gomez tries to pass, gets it back, and does. A scary trip through the backcourt for the Falcons, but they get it across the timeline, and now McDaniel will pick up the foul.
And is that number 4?
Just the third on McDaniel, so that's her first here in the second half. So that would have certainly been more trouble for the Vikings, who already trail it by 12 with 6 minutes to go. Rendon driving right, kicks it outside, Ta'amu. Instead, Falcons will reset, skip pass over to Clark. Clark finds Ta'amu, shot clock at 12. Clark drives the lane, in a crowd, layup up, ain't good.
Man, that's a tough shot.
Clark had 9 in the first half to lead the Falcons. Big hoop there, she's into double digits. 51-37. Falcons with a 14-point lead. Franks pulls up right of the lane. Floater is good. Esther Franks with the tough shot. Pulls the Vikings back within 12. Rendon breaks the press, it's a 2-on-1. Off to Ta'amu. Finds Clark. Soft shot off the glass is good. Alexis Clark with 4 straight. Falcons starting to do better against the press from the Vikings. That time they got a good look. Ochoa will try for a 3 off the back iron. Foul on the rebound. Is this going to go against Serena Rendon? And it is. I'm going to say Rendon went over the back on the rebound. That'll be number 4 on Serena Rendon. She'll head to the bench. Ferreira Yamasaki returning for Cerritos, along with Carolina Cuevas. It's really been the front court in a lot of ways that has really spurred things for the Falcons in the second half. This was a 2-point game at the half. But Cuevas, Ta'amu, as McDaniel is fouled inside, she'll head to the line for a couple of free throws. Giving a nice lift. Alexis Clark of late helping to pick up the Falcons here in the second half, and they pushed it out to a 14-point lead with under 5 minutes to go. McDaniel spent a lot of time at the line tonight, and that time she hits the first. But the Vikings simply cannot afford to trade points with under 5 minutes to go. They need some stops. That one rims in for McDaniel. So she connects on both, still a 12-point game. Pass entered in, and Walker able to knock it out of play, so the Falcons will keep it. Yamasaki looking to bring it in. Haynes that time jumping the passing lane, but can't come up with the steal. And now Tricia Kozlowski wants a timeout on the Falcon sideline. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout as the Falcons having some trouble with the full court pressure of Long Beach City College. 4:50 to go in the ballgame. The Falcons leading it by 12. It's the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Cerritos on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons have the ball and the 12-point lead with 4:50 to go. As the Vikings will once again bring the full court pressure. Kendria Rendon is checked in. She's on the inbounder. They get it into Ferreira. Ferreira over the timeline. They'll try to trap her on the near side. She gets it off to Yamasaki. So the Falcons able to beat the press. Yesenia Rendon picks up the offensive foul. Ochoa able to draw the charge, and a lot of contact, but the call that Ochoa had managed to get herself stationary. Good hard defense by Julia Ochoa, and she's rewarded. As Yesenia Rendon picks up the offensive foul, and the Vikings have it back, trailing by 12. Haynes will walk it over the timeline, find McDaniel. Gives to Ochoa in the weave. Ochoa backs it out. Walker well outside, starts a drive on Yamasaki, off to Haynes. Shot clock at 13. High post to Rendon. Hooks it back outside. Walker with a baseline drive, pulls up from 15 feet, too strong. Rendon on the offensive glass, but the follow won't go. Rendon gets it ahead to Ferreira. Ferreira in from the left, goes high off the glass. She's fouled, but she's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. Well, Ferreira found herself with nothing in between her and the rim, but a little more floor. And she drives it to the hoop and manages to pick up the foul and get herself to the line with exactly 4 minutes to go. And she hits the free throw again. She's been very solid from the line tonight, connecting on all 3 attempts. One more coming. And that one's good. So Ferreira, a couple of free throws, and it's a 14-point lead once again. The Vikings had just broken a 2-game losing streak with a big victory back on January 26th over LA Southwest, a 34-point win. But they're well on their way to going down here to Cerritos. If this score stays where it is, the Falcons would move to 3-1 in conference play and pick up their 3rd win in a row, while the Vikings would drop to 2-2 in conference play. And of course, El Camino, who's in action tonight, leads the South Coast South at 3-0. They enter it into McDaniel. Backdoor cut from Haynes, and she lays it in. Still some work to do if you're Cerritos. Blocked by Ochoa, but right to Rendon. Rendon gets it ahead to Ferreira. It's a 3-on-2. Ferreira's going to back it out, and they'll reset with Rendon. Rendon drives it left of the lane. The runner, good, and a foul. Or, nope, wave that off. The whistle comes in, but they're going to say there was an offensive foul on Yesenia Rendon. Well, that was a tough call. I was fooled on that one. Didn't look like a whole lot of contact from Rendon, and she was somewhat mystified by the call as well. Thinking three-point opportunity as I was, but gets the bad news. Instead, it's an offensive foul. And that may keep the Vikings alive at least for a few more moments here. That might have very well done it had that one gone down. Instead, it's a 12-point game, 3:04 and counting to go, and the Vikings will try to get something started. Haynes dancing on the dribble. Off to Franks. She'll fire from 18 off the glass, no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Rendon. Down on the floor, and a timeout called by Long Beach City. So the timeout comes from the sideline. 30-second timeout taken, 2:46 to go. Cerritos on top of Long Beach here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Vikings will bring it in baseline left. Trailing by 12. They enter it into Franks. Franks into the lane. Half hook won't go. Rebound tapped out to McDaniel. They'll work it around Ochoa. Step back three on the way. Back iron no good. Rendon tracks down another offensive rebound. Another chance for the Vikings. Franks with the crossover. Hooks a pass inside to McDaniel, who lays it in. So McDaniel has had a very good second half, especially working with Esther Franks. And a turnover gives it away. Back to Long Beach City, still 2:18 to go. And the Vikings trailing it by 10, but they've got the ball. Neither of these teams overly reliant on the three-point shot this season. And that's certainly not going to help the Vikings a lot. Loose ball goes to Haynes, the leaner no good. Rebound tapped outside. Who does it belong to? It'll go to Cerritos. It's a big stop for the Falcons here with 2:13 to go. Still leading this one by 10. They get it into Ferreira. Ferreira trapped in the backcourt. Good pass to Serena Rendon. Rendon in with numbers. The runner no good. Rebound tapped outside. Clark tracks it down. A big offensive rebound, and the Falcons can burn a little more clock. They entered into Serena Rendon from 16 feet. Rimming, no. Once again, the Falcons getting on the offensive glass. Tamu keeping it alive, and now a whistle comes in on the rebound. Let's see what the call is. Well, the Falcons have been hurt somewhat here in the second half by the Vikings' ability to get on the offensive glass, but that was a big offensive rebound that the Falcons had that allowed them to burn precious time off the clock as they nurse this 10-point lead under 2 minutes to go. Franks in a crowd, double pump off the glass, won't go. The rebound's on the floor and another whistle. It'll go back to Cerritos. Franks with the foul on the offensive rebound. And now both teams in the penalty. So it's Yamasaki who will head to the line. She's an 86% foul shooter. Exactly not who you want to foul if you're Long Beach. First free throw is good. Well, the Falcons have been pretty solid from the line, especially in the second half, helping to maintain this lead. They led by 12 after 1, but had that lead cut to 2 at the half, but then they pushed it back out to double digits at 10 to start the third quarter. And they've maintained here in the fourth. 1:35 to go for the Falcons, who are looking to move to 15-11 on the season. 3-1 in conference play. Meanwhile, the Vikings, as Haynes drives and lays it in, have won the South Coast South the last 3 years in a row under Michael Anderson, but now would find themselves with a record of 2-2 in conference and potentially as much as 2 games behind leader El Camino, depending on the results tonight. So the Vikings battling uphill the rest of the way in conference play, unless they can pull off a miracle here with 84 seconds to go. Full time out on the floor from Cerritos, 57-47. The Falcons with the lead on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .124 to go. And let's remind everybody here, this is the first of 2 games that we'll have for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We'll have the men's game coming up about 20 minutes after this one. So when this one wraps up, we'll go ahead and sign off. And then hopefully you'll rejoin us here. Of course, you can find the game on our site, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can also find the game on YouTube by searching our channel, SoCal College Sports 1. On YouTube, and they'll take you right to the player. Then we'll have you all set up for the men's game, which will start about 20 minutes after the conclusion of our game here. A foul in the backcourt. It's going to go against Ochoa with 1:17 to go. So free throws coming. Of course, as always, we want to pass along our thanks. First and foremost, before we forget, I want to thank Scott Buckley, who provides the music for us that we use during the broadcast. And we should mention Scott every time, and sometimes we're not able to get to it, but definitely appreciate making that music available and appreciate having that and being able to bring that to the broadcast. So let's get Scott out of the way here first to make sure that we thank Scott. But a lot of people here at Cerritos, of course, as always,
Dan
helping
Smith, JVG.
Yeah, and of course Russ May.
Russ May. He's the man that made this happen. And,
to bring this to you.
And obviously we know that him and his family are going through a tough time right now, and our thoughts and prayers are with him and Coach. And can't wait to see us, Coach.
Well, my guess is that the way that the Falcon men are playing this season, there's a good chance we're going to see Russ again. They're playing very good ball.
We might see them at Ventura. Now, look, I don't want to jinx anybody here,
right.
But
well, you didn't. You said it, which is good, because if I said it, well, that's not a. It's not good.
Well, I had a chance to talk with both coaches, Coach Barry Barnes for Long Beach City for the men's. Very complimentary of the program here at Cerritos, and particularly their defensive effort this year. They've really come together. They're a very hard-nosed group, and they are a load to deal with. We saw them earlier in the year versus Antelope Valley. We saw them versus San Diego City. I got to tell you, that game versus San Diego City, they had it down for about, I'd say, 30 of the 40 minutes, and then they let it get away at the end. But San Diego City is the best team in Southern California.
Yeah, they really made San Diego City play phenomenal ball to get the win, and that's exactly what San Diego City did down the stretch.
It was
they really had to earn that one.
It was a player that doesn't get a lot of minutes for San Diego City that came off the bench and hit a few threes that got them back into it.
Yep.
But for much of that game early on, Cerritos was dominating in large part due to the play of their guards, and really San Diego City had no answer. They're very physical inside are the Falcons for the men. 51 seconds to go here. Slight push up there inside. That's a good find. Not going to matter much here.
Yeah, it's the kind of hoop that the Vikings have seldom been able to find in this game here tonight. A good look from point blank. It's really been a stifling defensive effort from Cerritos College, limiting the Vikings to 49 points here, and they're well on their way to a victory. Timeout on the floor. Under a minute to go. Falcons closing in on their third victory in a row. You're watching the Coaches versus Cancer Classic here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons working against full court pressure. Serena Rendon gets it ahead to Yamazaki. Able to break it. And a foul by Haynes will send Ferreira to the line. And Ferreira's been pretty solid from the line tonight.
That's pretty ticky-tack. If you're the referee, just let him play. You got 36 seconds left here. And
well, the Vikings going to play this one right down to the wire.
Well, Coach Mike Anderson hasn't exactly been known to let up at the end of the games. He's going to grind it out all the way. So, if you're there,
Rosalinda Tausoga checking into the game, making her first appearance, so perhaps something of an admission there from Michael Anderson, getting an opportunity to get Tausoga onto the floor.
I don't know if he has any timeouts left. Well, one timeout remaining. Didn't want to burn it.
Ferreira hits 1 out of 2. 61-49. Haynes off to Tausoga. Gets it back. Haynes circles left against Ferreira. The leaner won't go. Rebound on the floor. And Jasenia Rendon with the rebound. She'll take it into the front court. And the Vikings are going to let this one simply play out. The final score, 61-49. A big win for the Falcons, starting to come together here in conference play. They moved to 3-1 in conference play. Keep an eye on the result of El Camino on top of the South Coast South in action tonight as well as the South Coast South heats up. That'll wrap it up for game number 1. The Falcons with the 12-point win here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Remember, stick around. You can find the next game on our site, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com, or by searching our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And we will have the men's game coming up for you in 20 minutes. For Matt Henson, for Emery Johnson, for Mike Zapata, everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, I'm Jeff Stoynoff. So long, everybody.